Christopher Campbell and Rio Anandito explore Obi-Wan Kenobi's adolescence as the aged Jedi begins chronicling his life during a savage storm on Tatooine. Christopher Campbell dives into the Star Wars universe with a great premiere issue that looks to expand Obi-Wan Kenobi's life and explore moments seldom seen in and out of canon. I enjoyed getting to see the younger, less experienced Obi for a change, being that 90% of his experiences in the films and the Clone Wars and Rebels and all that, it's been the wiser, older Jedi Master version, so seeing him unsure of his place in his Jedi Padawan clan and unsure of his power in the Force was quite fantastic, as was his little friend Garen Rand, his first ever friend in the Jedi Temple and Jedi culture. Their friendship and kinship was lovely to see, but I felt it kind of ended too soon and we kind of picked up at the tail end of it. Like, we were just introduced to the character this issue and then she is gone, and Kenobi makes a note to mention that he never ran into her again. Maybe had we got a little bit more time before she ran off, like maybe their first meeting and like them going through a couple of trials or something to develop their bond and explore their attachment and family, since she has an attachment to her father, which is her driving force throughout this issue. It would have been a bit more impactful when she left, but since we didn't, it just kind of fizzled out there at the end for me. Rio Anandito jumps on over from the High Republic books with some more fantastic looking Star Wars artwork. The beginning of the issue on Tatooine with the old Obi-Wan Kenobi was fantastic, and he captures the harshness and environmental brutality of the world really well, while also doing justice to the younger Obi-Wan and capturing the boy's emotions and energy very well. Obi-Wan issue 1 was a pretty good beginning to the anthology series, setting up its premise really well, but the fast pace we are subject to really hampered any character development between Obi and his young friend Garen. I'm going to give this issue a 7.5 out of 10. Obi-Wan issue 1 heads to the western Dune Sea on Tatooine, where Obi-Wan Kenobi watches the horizon, feeling a storm approaching fast, knowing it's not rain since it's not rained on Tatooine since he arrived 20 years ago. He knows that it's a sandstorm, and while it seems clear right now, that's part of the storm's mischief, and in a few hours' time, the storm will ravage all in its path. He hopes the moisture farmers nearby will heed the warnings as he has, learning how to feel when it's coming thanks to the drop in pressure and the weight of the heat and the way his Yopi covers itself close to its hut. Knowing this will be a bad one, he prepares the best he can, covering up his moisture evaporator and holding up in his hut and waiting, grabbing his journal and writing about this particular storm, which comes just as he senses a surge in darkness, and one that frightens him. Despite the heat, he feels a cold shiver down his spine, remembering this type of solitary well. Decades before in the Jedi Temple, Obi-Wan awakens, wondering where his friend Garen Rand is, finding that her bed is empty and she is gone. The boy sneaks through the quiet temple, finding the girl out on a ledge, overlooking the city. Obi-Wan knows that she had the dream again, but Garen knows it's a nightmare, seeing a screaming face, and she knows that it belongs to her father, and he is terrified, and something horrible is happening to him. Obi-Wan knows that they need to get back to their room, but the girl knows that whatever she saw is going to happen. The boy thinks that maybe she should go and see Master Yoda, but Garen already has, and Yoda told her that it might not be the truth, but she knows she still needs to save him. Obi-Wan reminds him that they are leaving for Ilum soon for the gathering, but Garen knows that she needs to leave now. Obi-Wan tells her that Yoda can help her, and she can't leave since the Kaibut clan needs her and she is his only friend. Garen knows that that's not true, and Obi-Wan is loved by the clan and he earned his place there himself. She tells him the dreams are of her father and they are just as real as any moment in reality, and Obi-Wan would do the same in her position. She says goodbye to her friend, jumping from the building. Obi-Wan knows that Coruscant is a city planet that is a metropolitan abyss, and its highest pinnacles are where the privileged and rich live, while at the bottom live unimaginable horrors. He remembers even at a young age he knew that Garen Rand would not get off planet from the peaks where the rich live, but she could from the lower levels, so he needs to stop her doing something foolish. Obi-Wan jumps off the ledge after his friend, knowing that he did break temple code, but he did it for a good friend. Obi-Wan begins searching for hours for Garen, going deeper and deeper into Coruscant and using what little training he had in the Force to reach out with the power and follow Garen's trail as best he could. He remembers how she was the one who protected him at the temple and guided him in times of indecision. Pretty soon he is surrounded by some thugs, who Obi-Wan attempts a Jedi mind trick on, telling the Rodian that he is of no value to them. The trick actually works, but another thug snaps his friend out of it. Obi-Wan warns them that he doesn't want to hurt them, but the thugs begin laughing at him, rushing the young Jedi. Luckily, Obi-Wan was able to use the Force to slam the thugs into one another. However, one thug manages to kick him down as Garen arrives, backing her friend up as a Zabrak woman tells Garen that she paid good credits for these thugs. Garen tells her that they need to back off as Obi-Wan remembers learning that the woman's name was Nodris K. Garen had encountered her a few hours before and she was a lieutenant in the Black Sun. Obi-Wan asks his friend who her new friends are, but Garen says that he is her only friend and Nodris was only going to help her to get off-world. Obi-Wan wonders how she intends to pay to get off-world, but the Zabrak reveals that Garen handed over her only possession, a necklace made of Eden silver, something that is worth more than a month of smuggling spice. Obi-Wan knows that she wasn't meant to have that and Jedi aren't meant to have attachments. Garen knows that she has gotten rid of it now and she can save her father with it. After a moment, Obi-Wan says that he is coming with her, so Nodris takes the kids to her hangar where Obi-Wan begins feeling unsettled. As they board the ship, the thugs grab them, restraining them with hand binders. Nodris reveals that the silver is more than enough for a street rat, but having two Force-sensitive children in her service will be much better. As the kids are ushered onto the ship, Garen tells the scared Obi-Wan to focus, sharing the Force with him and allowing them both to bust out of their restraints, and then use the Force to leap out of the top of the hangar as the thugs begin firing on them with their blasters. Garen thinks that they are now really lost, but Obi-Wan knows that they can follow the stars back to the temple. Garen knows that there are no stars to be seen on Coruscant, but Obi-Wan knows she can trust him since there are, and she just needs to know how to look. Garen, however, doesn't want to go back since she knows she has to help her father. She tells Obi-Wan to take care of himself and may the Force be with him, and Obi-Wan wishes the same to his friend as Garen races off into the shadows. Obi-Wan returns to the temple alone, only to find Master Yoda waiting for him. Yoda knows that Garen is gone and that she was the one who kept Obi safe and watched over him. He asks the boy if he knows who will keep him safe now, telling him that he'll have to do it himself. He passes the boy a broom, wanting him to sweep the temple as he thinks on his new lessons. Obi-Wan is left to sweep the empty halls of the temple as he finishes his journal entry, knowing that he never saw Garen Rand again and doesn't even know what became of her or if she saved her father. But his only hope is that she didn't succumb to her fear, just like how he hopes to continue holding back his own of what is to come.